Dobry rano from Prague in the Czech Republic. Just last month, you joined us as we headed south down to Moravia to Palacky University for the graduation there. But we're back in Prague, but we're staying in the city because today we're heading to the graduation for the first Faculty of Medicine. So let's make our way from the gorgeous Charles Bridge, built in the 15th century, to the first Faculty of Medicine. Let's take a look at the facilities there, meet the staff, and then head to see the graduation of the students we worked with 6 years ago. As we're on our way to the faculty up in Karolinska, we're just actually passing all the sites in Prague, including the statue here of Charles IV, who was the founder of Charles University. So no matter where you go in Prague, you'll find different monuments to the history of this city and this great country and this great region, which stretches back to the Middle Ages. Now, as we make our way through the old town square past the astronomical clock, I want to tell you that although Prague is a major tourist destination and therefore some of the restaurants, etc., are kind of priced into that kind of economy, it's still a very student-friendly city. You'll find cheap accommodation across the city depending on where you want to be. One of the big things you'll find is huge discounts when it comes to things like travel. Now we're going to jump on the metro now, take the underground up to the faculty, where students get a huge discount on their student travel permit, which covers the entire city, all the integrated transport, the buses, the underground, the trams. It's much cheaper than perhaps you'd expect for a city of this size in the centre of Europe. Now we've just jumped off the metro at Ipi Pavlova, named after the famous Russian scientist who did his experiment with his dogs. And we're right by the faculty now, the first Faculty of Medicine. And that's the thing with Prague, no matter where you are in the city, the public transport system here is just so good. You can get anywhere in about 15-20 minutes. The airport yesterday only took me half an hour to get right to the city centre directly from the airport. And here we are at the first Faculty of Medicine, one of the oldest and most famous medical schools in the world, where we have students studying, hundreds of students studying here, and we've got a record number enrolling this coming September. We'll be back here for that, but today is not about the students who are enrolling this September, it's about the students who enrolled 6 years ago and heading to their graduation. But before that, let's go and find some of our colleagues and take a look at the facilities as well. So down from the Dean's building, the main building of the first faculty, you're going to find the different departments. We've just passed biochemistry and we're now going to head into the anatomy department, and today we're going to see anatomy, and we're also going to take a look at the fantastic simulation centre they've got here as well. So let's head into anatomy and let's go and see who's there. We're here in the main lecture hall at the anatomy department here at the first Faculty of Medicine. It was 6 years ago in this very room where the students we're going to see later on today did their enrolment, right here. And this whole building, anatomy building, is quite unique because in many universities, especially in the UK, you can't do human body cadaveric dissection anymore, but you can here at Charles University, and they've got a fantastic resource here for anatomy learning, and hopefully we're going to get the chance to go and see some of the other facilities. Let's head back in to the main part of the building and let's see what we can find. Okay, so we can't unfortunately go to see the dissection labs because no one's in today to show us, no one's authorised to show us, but we've come into the anatomy museum, and while I can't show you the exhibits for legal reasons, what you're going to see in here, as well as different resources which help you learn human anatomy. There's also a vast array of animal skeletons. We've got big cats, we've even got a whale in the other room over here, which we're going to see shortly. And that's so you can learn comparative anatomy, which is very important when you're studying subjects like embryology, etc. This is a resource I've never seen before, so something quite unique to the faculty here. So let's go and take a look, and then we're going to head off to the simulation centre very soon. We've just arrived at the simulation centre now. I've got to keep my voice down because there's a seminar going on next door on the Czech parallel programme. But you'll do the exact same thing on the English programme here in Prague. It's actually emergency medicine today. So we've got the theory going on next door, and then this is a mock-up of an operating theatre or emergency room theatre. So we've got the patient here, we've got the ventilator, the vitals, etc. So the theory next door, and then the practical gets done in here, and then they've got cameras all around the room. So as the students are practicing, studying, learning the skills they're going to need for use in the real world, they can be monitored, and then they can reflect on their actions and their decision making, and then repeat and repeat and repeat to refine their knowledge, refine their skills to become the highest quality doctors that Charles University wants them to be. So next door, when we saw the cameras in the simulation room, this is where the monitoring happens and everything's recorded. So after the student has been working on the model, trying to save the model's life in effect, they can come in here, see the recording, and then do some self-analysis, self-critique on their performance, and use that to help them become a better physician as they move forward in their training. We're lucky, we've got a simulation going on right in front of us now. So the scenario is going, recording's taking place, let's dig in, let's see what's going on.
Teďka musíte mačkat, jsme tady nedělá.
Když si zavolám nějakou pomoc třeba?
Máme tady někoho na pomoc? Markéta, asistent Markéta je tady. Taky, tak si prosím za chvilku vystřílíte Michala. Já tady na to Michal, Michal bude naředit nějaký léky.
Dobře.
Adrenalin a prosím tě naředit miligramu.
Still got a 0 heart rate, so still some work to do.
A ještě si připrav si rovnou amiodaron. Mačkej, Markéto, mačkej. Tak, to se musí nesměnit. Dobrý, super, tak si uděláme kontrolu rytmu, tak přestaň mačkat, prosím tě, Markéto.
Mám podávat?
Takové pulmonální fibrilace, než ho odbloukneme. Mačkej dál, budeme nabíjet, jo? Dáváme na 200, nabíjím a ještě řeknu jak odstup, jo? Tak, pryč. A bum. Výborně, dostal vývoj zpátky na hrudník. Dobrý, tak jedeme kolačko, máme další 2 minuty.
So as you can see, it's these kinds of resources which give you that chance to develop your skills, get some experience before you go into the clinical environment. So people who come here are very lucky to have this opportunity.
A někdo si musí dejkat ještě, takže já se vezmu ambulák.
Já budu připravit, já se
jo.
No, tak si bych hlavě,
tak to hlavě a ty budeš dělat defibrilátor, jo? Dobře, do pešku.
Tady mám.
Tak. Jedeme zatím 30 mol. A připrav prostě intubaci, jo? Si můžeš tak... Tady máš tohle. Tak, kolik máš? Máš 30?
Jo.
Tak. 1, 2, můžeme pokračujeme dál. Tak já ho zajímku. Tak jo.
Okay, we're actually going to intubate the patient now.
27, 29.
Dobrý, máme. Dáme mechanická kontinuální. Takže ho dáme na vatru po 10 deší. Super, to má udělat.
Straight onto the ventilator.
Dobrý, tak ale pokračujeme ventilátor jde.
Now we've got to try and get the heart started again.
Tak jo, uděláme kontrolu rytmu, přestaňka. Máme stále komorovou fibrilaci, tak zpátky na hrudník. Michal bude nabíjet.
Já ti pak vystřídám.
Nabíjíme. Tak pryč.
Tak si to odboukni.
Koukám. Šok podám. Tak. Počkej. Ještě chvilku.
Okay, we've got a heartbeat now.
Už se nám... A už je to dobrý. Počkej, změříme si tlak. Tak, měříme, pulzy máme.
So now they're going to stabilize the patient, and I imagine this patient's going to be transferred to the intensive care unit.
Tak co pulzace?
At least we have a heartbeat, at least we have a good respiratory rate now. Saturations are back up to over 90%. Checking some pulses.
Máme 120 na 80, tak si ho projedeme ABCD, jo, od začátku. Je sice stále cyanotické, ale se pokládá, že Roro je v pořádku a hezky dejká, tak to je v pořádku, máme definitivně zažít.
Tak si to poslechním, nevím, jestli jsme poslouchali.
Poslouchal ještě.
Looks like we're going to save this person's life. So you, on the English programme, will have the opportunity to use these resources to develop your knowledge, develop your skills before you go into the hospitals. I wish these kinds of facilities were available when I was a student back in the late 90s. Well, it's a fantastic morning to be at the faculty, to see the resources, the simulation centre especially, but today's about graduation, so let's head to the Carolinum area, the Carolinum halls, down in the old town to meet the students, their parents who are graduating today. It's all about them, but then we'll catch up with some more of the colleagues that we've been working with over the last few years as well. So let's do it. Okay, we've just arrived at the Carolinum Hall. This is actually the rectorate, the centre of Charles University, and it's a very ancient building, but they've modernised it, so they're mixing the old with the new, something they do in the Czech Republic very well. We're about to head through to the graduation. They've just had the Czech programme graduate, so I've just met Professor Pokorka, the Dean, who was presiding over the Czech enrolment, but Vice Dean Professor Brisman will be presiding over the English parallel programme graduation. So we're going to head through now, get our seat and get ready for what will be a fantastic event.
To welcome you on behalf of the First Faculty of Medicine at Charles University to the graduation ceremony for its graduates of medicine.
So we've just finished the graduation, the first graduation. Okay, we've got another one to go to, for sure. But Aaron, who I met 6 years ago, our first student from Hong Kong, is now doctor. What do you want to say to anyone? What's your advice for people that are thinking about coming to Prague?
Hey guys, study medicine is rewarding, okay? Just come to Prague, it's an amazing city. I'm sure that I'm going to miss this place.
You will,
very
but
much.
Aaron's one of the best students to come out of Prague, and he's heading to the States because, as far as I'm aware, you're going to do a postdoc at Harvard Medical School, or?
Yeah, Harvard Medical School, I've already been accepted. They are looking for funding at the moment, so right now I'm just staying in Czech, trying to work as a trainee and a statist in ICAM, if you know. What was it? It's
Yep.
one of the biggest hospitals in Prague.
Fantastic.
In transplant and cardiac surgery.
Wonderful.
So, you know, they're looking after me quite a bit. So that's what I'm going to do like in the next 2 months or so until they get back to me.
Wonderful. And then we'll have your visa for the US, and then you'll be working over in Harvard near Boston.
Hopefully. Fingers
Fantastic.
crossed.
Let's do it. With Taranpreet and Mum here. Taranpreet's graduated now again from Charles First Faculty, and we went through the exam process in the UK but made it. What's your advice really to anyone thinking about this?
It's hard, but if you want to do it, you can.
That's the thing, it is hard work, it is medicine, it is one of the most famous medical schools in the world, and besides the students, we've always got their parents supporting financially and also spiritually in many different ways, you know, looking after late night phone calls, crying before exams. So if you're a parent, remember you will be supporting your student for their full 6 years, but it's all worth it, isn't it, in the end?
Definitely worth it.
Yeah. And to qualify from an amazing university, a historic university like Charles First Faculty, not many people get that opportunity. So what's the plan work-wise?
Back to the UK.
You got a job lined up? See, this is all of our students, all our graduates have jobs lined up well in advance. So if you want a university that's got a proven track record of graduate employment, you can't get much better than First Faculty of Medicine. So we've left the Carolina Hall now. It was fantastic to see the students who worked with 5 and 6 years ago graduate as doctors and dentists. Wonderful to see the families again. If you want to study at Charles First Faculty of Medicine or any of the medical schools in the Czech Republic, get in contact with Medical Doorway. We're going to schools across the UK, Southeast Asia and the Middle East over the next few months. But if we're not in one of your schools, go onto the Medical Doorway website, give us an email, give us a call, get our full free of charge support, and perhaps we'll see you here in Prague or across the Czech Republic in September next year.